Good day. Welcome back to another episode of the Truck Focus Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Hannaberry. So in today's episode, I'm super excited to talk to Sabrina Wilde. She's one of the owners of Lone Wolf Mechanical out of Thorsby, Alberta. So one thing I truly admire about our industry leaders is those that are basically have the ability to do more than they're asked of, and they do it without hesitation. And you see, over the last 12 months, I've been super pumped to watch Lone Wolf Mechanical's journey just on social and the impact that they're having. And a lot of times it's things that they're doing that they honestly don't have to. So I really appreciate their passion for industry, their ability to offer top-notch mechanical service. They have some really strong partnerships with other industry leaders, as well as they're huge advocates for professional drivers and commercial carriers. It's honestly mind-blowing. So part of today's journey was kind of learning about Sabrina, learning about her backstory, learning about Jim, the other owner. Really, a lot of it, though, is about the advocacy that they continue to push forth in our industry, and just super impressed, super encouraged that mechanic shops like theirs exist. It's because of people like them, though. So they are true industry leaders. Another super exciting thing, starting September 27th, so about 8 days from today, they're hosting their own driver appreciation event at their shop in Thorsby. So highly recommend that if you're a professional driver, you're a commercial driver, you check it out. If you're part of industry, check it out, get involved, talk to them. Super exciting stuff that they're doing at their shop there. They just had a really nice show and shine earlier this summer too. 800 people turned up. 800 people, incredible. So super hyped just on, again, Lone Wolf Mechanical, Sabrina and Jim. And today's episode is super exciting. So let's get to it. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Truck Focus Podcast. Super excited to have Sabrina, one of the owners of Lone Wolf Mechanical, on. Super jacked for today. Just really appreciate everything that her and Jim are doing in our industry. But yeah, welcome Sabrina. This is awesome.
Thank you.
So why don't you kind of start us off, share a little backstory of who is Sabrina. Feel free to talk about Lone Wolf and how did you get into the industry?
Okay, I always knew I would be a good driver. Even before I started driving, and I always enjoyed it, always loved it. And then I started driving professionally when I was about 20 for a career, just a regular class 5 driver. And then at work there was a sign-up sheet they were going to send people for class 1 training at truck driving school. So I signed up and they picked me, and I went to truck driving school and went from there. And I've been retired as driver now 3 years. But it's in my blood also. Like, my father was a class 1 driver, and then my grandfather. And I've done every kind of trucking, like buses, high boy, low boy, tankers, gravel truck, just about everything I have experience in, hauling equipment. And then, it just got to be, I was in off-road trucking, and I had 3 bad accidents, and then that was enough for me. I figured, when's the next one going to happen, and am I going to walk away from it? When you're a driver, it's not a matter of if you're going to have an accident, it's a matter of when. And so then when I met my boyfriend, he was a heavy duty mechanic. Then we decided to open up our own business. And this opportunity in Thorsby here came up with the guy that owned it wanted to retire, so it kind of came up at the right moment. My husband was kind of out of work, and I was looking for something else to do, and I always wanted to be self-employed, so it really came at the perfect timing. And then just went from there. And then I kept trucking for the first 6 months that we opened, and then it got to the point where it was busy enough I could quit and be there full time and run the business. And now it's grown huge, and we're really grateful, especially during the pandemic. A lot of business were closing and we were still going strong, so I'm really grateful for that. And truck drivers are our number one customer, right? And being a former one, it helps me relate to them really well, and I understand what they're going through. I think that helps a lot.
Yes.
So, as for myself, I don't know what more. That's my backstory. So, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, there's a lot there. And
Yeah.
as I was saying after our first conversation, when you can relate to what professional drivers will go through because you've lived the life, and obviously it's a generational thing for you, which is even cooler. Yeah, I think I like the term empathy, when you can, if it's cussing at something because you know what it's like when it breaks, or if it's, okay, yeah, we got your back here. And again, that's one thing that really stands out from what you and Jim are doing and Lone Wolf Mechanical, sorry, is, being able to say, I get what you're going through, especially add the pandemic onto the plate. And I think that's super powerful that you can lean on those experiences and you can talk the talk, walk the walk. And I think that's super awesome. So where's the shop located?
It's in Thorsby. It's at 4813 50th Ave. It's about 30 minutes southwest of Edmonton. It's actually towards, if you turn off Highway 2 going towards Drayton Valley, we're about half an hour, 20 minutes down that road, Highway 39. So during the pandemic, we would have liked to see helped more drivers, but I understand we're not exactly on Highway 2. We're kind of off a little bit, but we helped out a few. And so during the pandemic, we offered free overnight parking, free washrooms, free laundry, free shower, a hot meal, whatever they need. And we actually extended our hours where most people were, cutting their hours. Right. And I think it's ridiculous that you're delivering a load of supplies to a store and then they get denied a bathroom. We just couldn't understand why, even to get them food, we couldn't understand why they would turn drivers away.
Yes.
So
and I think I'm a big believer in the term build a legacy every day. And when part of that is doing something you don't need to do. And like you said, a lot of people cut their hours. I thought it was horrific seeing people refusing bathrooms and even refusing somewhere to park to grab a hot meal. Like, that was BS. So the fact that you and Jim were able to say, why is this happening and what can we do? Okay, well, this is what we can do. And it's life changing. I think that's pretty phenomenal and unheard of, really, especially going through a pandemic yourselves. But it shows the character of the shop, shows the character of you both. And that's one thing that really stood out time and time again, just watching your journey on social, even being like, man, that is what we need, like right there. Like, that's powerful for sure.
Well, the trucking is it's a hard enough job, and never mind if you can't, it's hard enough to find food when you're on the road, like you don't have a lot of options when you can only park and drive to a gas station, get food. It's hard to eat when you're on the road and be healthy and whatever. So especially like it's like biting the hand that feeds, to turn them away. Just, I couldn't imagine being them. And it's, like I said, it's a hard enough job as it is, never mind not being able to go to the bathroom or shower. And I don't know what, it's not like they, you can pull over and just, they can't do that. So what were they supposed to do,
Yeah. And I think at times professional drivers, they're alienated, they're deemed voiceless. But again, people like yourselves that really empower and say, and it's basic essentials. Like, we're not talking anything like heart surgery. It is, let's provide the basic essentials because you're a human being and I value what you do. I value who you are. And again, I just think it speaks volumes because there's enough on the other side where you see criticism and you see this and you see that. So I love highlighting the positive people in the positive industry or side of our industries where it's like, no, okay, I acknowledge the fact that this is what we need. This is what you need. And I have that. So let's work together. Here you are. And it's nice to know that, again, being off the highway too, maybe that could have helped more, but I think the lives that you touched, that's going to be stories that they share, because once the pandemic is over, people are going to share their stories, and Lone Wolf is going to come up in so many people's stories because of the fact that you're like, well, I'm going to extend my hours because you need me. And it's obviously nice being in business because then potential business is there, but when you're people focused first and the business comes after, I think that's super exceptional.
Yeah, I mean, our phone, you can call it 24/7, and if we're not sleeping, we're going to answer. Even if we are, we'll, most likely it'll wake us up. We've helped people at midnight. We'll stay late to get their trucks fixed, because I understand if your truck's in the shop, it's not making money, you know, and the longer it's in there, the more money they're losing. So, you know, somebody needs to get back on the road. We'll go that extra mile to get them back on the road.
Powerful. What, so are you a full service shop, light duty, heavy duty trailer, or can you kind of walk us through the services you offer?
We do everything except for auto body. So even windshields, tires, like we get Thorsby Tire to come to our shop to do any tire work. So they don't have to go, you know, make several stops. Same with the windshields. We get Crystal Glass to come out and do it. But yeah, we do trailers, RVs, equipment, heavy equipment, but our specialty is heavy duty. We do have a base especially for automotive also. We're also partners with Air Liquide, so any welders that need, you know, their welding, the gas that they use or whatever, the nitrogen, I can't remember what it is they use, but we stock all that. And we're also partners with AMA, so you can collect AMA rewards at our shop. And yeah, there isn't anything we really don't do. Like I said, automotive or auto body.
Right. Yeah. And again, that just speaks volumes because you're busy. And
yeah,
I'm always going to bring it back to the fact that you're advocates for industry. And it's nice knowing, again, generations is ingrained in you, which I would assume that that's really a driving factor. Did Jim, was he a driver at any point or focused mostly on mechanics?
Yeah, he's been a heavy duty mechanic basically his whole life.
Nice.
So he can drive. He just, he just didn't go into it.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. The okay, so at your shop, another cool factor is you guys had your own, would you call it a driver appreciation event, a truck show? How was that just this past summer?
It was a show and shine, and we tried to get a lot of big rigs to come, but unfortunately, you know, we only got a handful. But it was really, really good, and we had a couple monster trucks come and crush some cars, and we figured we had about 800 people show up. It's getting bigger and bigger every year, and it's mostly we do it as a fundraiser actually for the local community. We raise money for the local charity there to help any struggling families in the area. And it's an annual event. This was our third this summer, and next year we hope to make it a weekend long thing. And actually Jim and I were talking to, and we want to host a Truckers Appreciation Week here. The last week of September 27th to October 1st.
Nice.
And we were thinking anybody that shows a Class 1 license, we'll give them 15% off at our shop, just to appreciate what they're doing out there.
Incredible.
And yeah, too, in the winter, if it gets below -25, we offer free boosting. Actually, I'll go around and do free boosting myself for anybody that needs it. So, and doing that was better than any money I could have received. The thankfulness and gratefulness I got from people, you know, that they were able to just get back on the road was worth more than any money that I could have charged.
Yes. Yeah, that's powerful. So you said, again, a lot of, I just get super hyped. Like I can get dizzy because I nod so much, but yeah, I love the fact that you're both so focused on servanthood and helping industry and making it a culture and supporting your local community. Again, I didn't know that going into this, that part kind of blew me away. So but yeah, I hope that like next year, I would love to come down. Like my son Avery, he's a trucking fanatic too, and he's 11. So we, yeah, I would definitely show up for that. And I have a CDL, so I can proudly show that. But yeah, no, I think that's super awesome. And then, so kind of through your journey, do you guys talk about like 5, 10, 15 years from now? Like, are you thinking that far in advance on the impact that you're having on your community, on the trucking community? Is it kind of day by day, or how do you guys focus on that?
Honestly, it's day by day, because you don't know what's going to happen in the future. I mean, we just started this business and then the pandemic hit, you know, I mean, how do you plan for that? So yeah, like I said, I don't like planning because you never know what's going to happen. I just take things as they come. And Yeah, like obviously we'd like to get bigger and always grow and get more customers, but like I said, with the pandemic, you just never know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. How many, is it just Jim and yourself right now as techs, or do you have other techs on right now as well?
No, we have, I think there's 3 other guys right now, and there's, I think, a total of 5 or 6 of us. You know, before things went bad there, we were up to 10 of us. So, you know, it hit us a little bit, but nothing where we'd have to worry, but we're still going good.
Good, good. Yeah, I think about legacy, like thinking about the impact of basically my actions, like, and what I'm doing today will it help others, will it impact others in a positive way. And so again, like-minded people, I would say that yourself and Jim very much so, like what you're doing is having a huge impact in the industry. And I've had different people name drop, have you seen what they're doing? Like, have you seen what you're doing? Like, so I think it's phenomenal. And yeah, I'm just super grateful to being in a position I'm a little south from you guys, and I'm not behind the wheel anymore, but just that's where our heart's at too. So it's really nice to see people actually putting, like, you're walking the talk. You're not just sitting there saying, yeah, we help people until it's 5 o'clock, and then sorry, come back tomorrow. It's no, what do you need? And I know it's rare. I do know it's rare, and it's just really nice to see. And I think that will help just really encourage people to grow. So all of our dedicated listeners, that's a call to action. Go see Lone Wolf Mechanical, like 1000%. Go talk to Sabrina and Jim. And yeah, I think what you're doing is absolutely the right thing. And yeah, so how, I guess with that said, how do people get in contact with you? Is there the best is the phone and email? You're obviously on Facebook, but what's your plan there?
I think the best way is by phone. Our number is 587-643-9653. And like I said, that's our cell phone. So we can be reached pretty much anytime. And Facebook too. Facebook's a big source of our advertising. We get a lot of traffic through there. We do have a website. It's lonewolfmechanic.com. And on Facebook, just search Lone Wolf Mechanic and should come up. We're the only shop in Thorsby. And your email too. We can be emailed, which our email is lonewolfmechanic@hotmail.com.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'll make sure to include all of that in the show notes, as well as when I'm promoting the episode. I'm a big believer in call to actions, especially when people are doing it right. So you have my support 110%
Awesome.
For sure on that. So,
and I think also, you know, it's kind of, I don't know about you, but I felt like when I was trucking, it's almost the trucker's unwritten code. You help another trucker, right? Like it's just, you just do it, you know, because at some point you're going to be in need. Yes. So you always stop and help each other out. I just feel like it's, just an unwritten rule. So I've kind of taken that into the business part of it. And I mean, doing this sort of stuff, I mean, I'm not going to lie, it does help our business grow too, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, no, and you're absolutely right though. And it is, so I had a conversation yesterday actually with a professional driver, kind of on a similar thing that you just mentioned. And the things that I remember most is when someone helped me or taught me, and then I could go back and say it worked, or thank you very much. I happened to see you again and you helped me in this scenario. So yeah, I think that's just, again, I think a lot of times people forget professional drivers are humans. And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you're heading east. Where are you headed? Home. Let's get you home. Like you got a reason that you're going home. It's like, obviously we got to serve customers and we got to serve like who we work for. I understand those things, but yeah, at the end of the day, when you're heading home or after this trip, you're going home, there's a lot there. And like, I know what it's like when my kids miss me when I'm gone on the road. Like if I go into the interior for a week and stuff, and people are like, yeah, I just think what you're doing is super valuable and people need to remember that. So for sure. Yeah. And again, I really jive with what you're saying because it's true. And when you offer really good service and you really care about people, it's really natural for business to grow. And yeah, one of my virtual mentors, Bob Bird, she always talks about people do business with those they like and they trust. And it's really easy to trust someone that's going to show up when it's minus 30 with a boost pack and say, let's help you out. Like,
Oh yeah, for
what do we
sure.
got going on? So yeah, that's again, just you guys have consistently shown multiple reasons why you're trustworthy. And yeah, it's just really nice to see.
Yeah, like our service truck is inside every night, like when it's minus 30. And if anybody needs a service call, we're right there. Like our truck is warm, ready to go. So,
Awesome.
and you know what, going back to, teaching other drivers, it's been a little bit difficult being a female because a lot of the guys, they don't want to listen to me, right? Even though I have been doing it, 15 years plus. So, but they learn quick. I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I've done it enough times.
Totally. Yeah, no, I think you're in a very unique position to, again, you're impacting the industry, you're keeping wheels turning, you're helping us as society. And yeah, I think what you're doing is pretty phenomenal. So I think, yeah, just have a quick conversation with Sabrina and be like, yeah, she knows what she's talking about. Yeah, she's living this every single day. And yeah, it's just really nice to see for sure.
Yeah.
So were there just kind of any final thoughts that you'd like to share? Again, our listener base is really dedicated to carriers, smaller carriers to larger carriers, professional drivers. Any call to actions, anything that you'd like to share?
Not that I can think of, but I will mention too that I do have a show that I've been doing called Girls in Gears, and it's basically to teach women out there that the very basic stuff that maybe they're too afraid to ask. They think they should know this, right? And I've done, I think, 3 episodes now, and they can be found on our Facebook page. If anybody wants to learn more about how to take care of their vehicle and like I said, very basic, how to maintain your car's fluid levels, everything you need to know about your tires. Just, yeah, starting point for women, because I find being a girl in this industry, it's very tough. You have to, guys, they just go into a job, they automatically get respect. I feel like we have to earn it, before we get it. Because I was in the oil field for the past 10 years, and it's difficult for us. So I'm very passionate about, being there for other female drivers too, especially because it's that much harder for them, and helping them in any way I could. And it's still rare to see a woman driving, so I'm very passionate about that. I just want to throw that in there.
Powerful. So it's Girls in Gears.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I'm going to make sure that I include that too in the just in our messaging, as well as just right now. Like, I think that's phenomenal. And yeah, there's someone I really respect out in Ontario. Her name's Shelly, and she's been a professional driver, I think, about 20-ish years out east. And similar conversations, similar thoughts, and she's doing some really good work out there. But it's really nice to see, again, this is home for us, where you're having that influence. And yeah, I think that's super phenomenal, and definitely encourage you to keep building them too, because you're right, like it is different. It doesn't have to be, but it is. And I'm not going to say it's not, because I respect that it is. And I think working together, but having people empowered going into a position really helps too. And stuff like Girls in Gears really helps that. So yeah, I think that's phenomenal. I
think if everybody spent just one day, took a ride with a truck driver just one day, they would see just how, how difficult it is, especially driving around a city, how often we get cut off, and the disrespect and, harassment by, us the DOT, it's a very thankless job. And that's another reason why I want to have a voice too. And you know what, until I really understood it, it was difficult to understand unless you've been there, experienced it. But if we can try and say, hey, this is difficult, like they're risking their lives just to get you your supplies, so yeah, no, I agree. And I
I think that should be part of any class 5 driver's license training too, is you have to spend at least X amount of time with a commercial vehicle just to realize what is stopping distance, what is brake lag, what's a wide turn. And just so that way in their day-to-day life, like passenger vehicles, that's all I operate now. And like, I still, sometimes I'm like, oh, I totally I ruined that guy's day. So sorry. Just because you're kind of in the zone, but you're not paying attention to everything that a commercial vehicle has to pay attention to. Where you're right, though. I think if people were to spend a day with them and just realize what they go through, I think you'd appreciate the skill set, the profession a lot more. And yeah, I think you get a lot more arms wanting some air horn blasts, not so much fingers and you're in my ways. So it's but yeah, I think you're absolutely right for sure.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, honestly, Sabrina, I know you're busy. I love seeing your dog in the background. I'm a big dog advocate too. So I'm
trying to keep him quiet.
No, let him join. It's good. But no, I was really excited and I'm still super pumped for today. I just really value what you guys are doing. It's nice, again, learning, industry leaders. And Sabrina, you are definitely an industry leader. You have a voice, and I'm just super grateful that you're able to hop on the podcast today. I'm excited to share it out. And yeah, I just think what you guys are doing is super phenomenal. And I want to come next year too to the show and the show and shine, but also the driver appreciation. I think that would be super cool.
Yeah, for sure. Anytime.
Awesome. Wow. Sabrina, honestly, thank you so much for taking the time to hop on the podcast today. Super excited just for the different things that you and Jim are doing. And a lot of it has to do, honestly, because of your experience and your passion for people. I'm just really encouraged by a lot of things that you said. Super excited for September 27th for the driver appreciation event that you guys are hosting. So anyone listening, highly recommend that if you're near the Thorsby, Alberta area, check out Lone Wolf Mechanical. Starting September 27th, they're having their own driver appreciation event, as well as I highly recommend you check them out on Facebook. Some of their pictures just gets me so excited. And another really cool thing on their Facebook page, so to get there, obviously search Lone Wolf Mechanical on Facebook, is Girls and Gears. So that's a series that Sabrina's creating where she's teaching women just different basic mechanical features that they need to pay attention to and just different things to look for when you're dealing with a mechanic in their shop. Really exciting stuff, and just really appreciate Sabrina's advocacy for professional drivers, for women in industry. And yeah, just really thankful that she was able to join today. So again, thank you so much, Sabrina. To learn more about Lone Wolf Mechanical, you can visit lonewolfmechanic.com. Again, check them out on Facebook, as well as I always include all of their details in the show notes. And honestly, just super excited for the upcoming driver appreciation event because yeah, as you can see from our hat, we're super hyped on supporting professional drivers. So thank a trucker, driver appreciation, just incredible. So again, thank you so much for your time today, Sabrina. It means the world, and just keep doing what you guys are doing. It's having a huge impact on so many lives. It's really exciting. So to all of our dedicated listeners, just wanted to say thank you. Honestly, I love the term, the greater the following, the greater the impact. And it's because of you that we're able to just continue to reach out to different industry leaders with confidence, knowing that what they have to say is creating an impact. And again, I just thank you so much for your support. It just means the world. If you are listening to this for the first time, welcome. Welcome to our community. Just lots of really good things in the works. So feel free to check out past episodes, plus listen to new episodes. We got lots of exciting stuff in the works. So if you're listening to this on any major podcast platform, I just ask that you subscribe. And again, that's so that way you're notified of more exciting upcoming episodes the moment they're released, as well as if you're listening to this on YouTube. Shout out to our YouTube fans. Honestly, it's super cool. And just same thing, subscribe, hit the notification bell, because again, when new episodes go live, you want to know right away. And again, the greater the following, the greater the impact. So if there's anyone that you feel needs to hear today's episode or any other episode, I ask that you share it with them, ask that they like it, all that good stuff. But again, thank you for all your support. It means the world. If you've not yet done so, I do say sign up to the newsletter. And why I say that is just a different way for our industry leaders to really inject knowledge, passion, discounts, how-tos to the industry. That's the sole goal. It's honestly to create more opportunity to serve. And yeah, so I always include the sign up button below. So in the show notes, if you're watching this on YouTube, same thing. Just make sure you sign up. It is a monthly newsletter, and then you can be introduced to some of our industry leaders, people like Sabrina that genuinely care for the success of others in our industry. And so, yeah, I just encourage that. But again, thank you so much for all of your support, everything. It just means so much. And again, thank you so much, Sabrina. Check out Lone Wolf Mechanical, lonewolfmechanic.com, or on Facebook, search them up. Honestly, some of their pictures are incredible, but they're doing it right. They have some really cool things in the works, and I'm just super proud that I got to have a small impact on them. And I'm just really hoping that, yeah, just as a community, we can really just continue to feed good people their ways. So thank you so much again. Have a wonderful day. Bye.